Now we're recording. They on time. You know what he said to me? He said, DeAndre, you got to change your attitude. Who's ever said that to you and you're just like, bro, I don't want to hear that right now. Tell me how to fill up my calendar. Tell me how to make some money right now. I don't care about no attitude. Like rent doesn't take attitude. Who's been there with me? Drop a 7 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Like, I can't pay rent and attitude. That's how I was feeling, but now I understand what he means by that. That everything that I'm seeing on the outside world is a direct reflection of that attitude. It's that cake. It's that culmination. It's that marriage of all three of those things: thoughts, feelings, actions. Let me tell you this, guys. You can start to see results pretty quickly, within 24 to 48 hours, when you do this correctly. Who has seen whose income has gone up already this week since being on the masterclass? Be legit, like be honest. Whose income has gone up? Drop a money sign in the chat if your income has gone up in the last week. Look at that. Boom. Michael, Taylor, Boris, other Taylor, Maribel, Mel. These are just a few of the people that have really seen their income go up over the last couple of days, because they saw a change in their attitude. On Monday, when I decided to do 5:55 a.m. energy, by Tuesday evening, I had a 5-figure profit. So over $10,000 in profits came into my bank account in a matter of a little over 24 hours after I made a decision to change my attitude. So if you're struggling right now and you're on your last dollar, a change in your attitude could change everything by tonight. You realize that? By tonight, by changing your attitude, you can get on the frequency of some guy in California that's ready to join your organization or buy your product paid in full. Paid in full. Drop in the chat right now. Paid in full. I like my shit paid in full. You're going to pay for your dream car paid in full. You're going to retire your parents' annual income paid in full. Here's your money for the year. Boom, 100K, 200K for the year. Here you go, mama. Paid in full energy. Who wants some paid in full energy? That's an energy right there. I see you, Michelle. Michelle's like, yeah, she's doing her little dance. She's like doing her little dance. She's like, hey, paid in full energy. Do you guys feel my energy right now? Do you guys feel this? You see, you're picking up my attitude. So what is the purpose of this whole entire masterclass? Is to take this cabeza of mine and transfer it to you guys. I've been working on my Spanish. I'll be living in Medellin. Mi nombre es DeAndre. Yo soy de, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Learning my Spanish. Love it, guys. I'm loving today's energy today. Man, I'm feeling excited. I'm excited and sad because it's going to be, I'm not going to see you guys for a minute. All right, let's transfer over here. What do I have today? I want to hear from somebody really quickly because I got to turn my air conditioning on. I'm hot right now. My air conditioning, my thermostat turned off. So let's hear from Molly. Molly, are you on the call right now? Molly, take no more than 3 minutes. So Molly, you here? Enthusiastic, yeah. Molly, are you still here? Molly. Oh, she is not here. Who else is in my TIR program? Brandon. I think that's Don, right? You don't have your name on here. Brandon, is that you? Don, Brandon, is that you? See, remember I was saying about cameras keep you accountable? Y'all be here in spirit. Y'all be here in spirit sometimes, you know what I'm saying? All right, who else? Let's see. Lolly. Lolly, is that you? Lolly. Hey, Lolly, drop a Lolly. Yeah, I see Lolly right here. Lolly. Are you nervous? Are you hitting a terror bear? You just typed in the chat right now, Lolly. Lolly, drop a 7 in the chat if you're here, girl. All right, Lolly, would you like to really quickly for about 2 minutes share how your experience has been in working with us? I think she's hitting the terror barrier. Do I have to unmute you? Go ahead, Lolly. I unmuted you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I was on another call as well. But yeah, really quick. I got into TIR about 2 months ago, and it's been amazing to say the least. But there's a lot of things in TIR that have opened up my eyes and just really have reiterated what I kind of knew already, but it's been guiding me along the path. It's been opening up my mind a lot. It's been making me have paradigm shifts. I'm noticing a lot of things that have just really opened up my awareness as well as to how this is helping me level up in my business. But overall, it's been amazing and I love it here. Everybody's energy is amazing, and just being able to have a community that supports you and encourages you to do better is amazing.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Mel's also on the call. We're here for her, and then we're going to transition to the next part of today's call, which is decision making. Mel got started as a client about 3 months ago, I believe. And she started as a client, which most people do before they upgrade to being a coach with me. So basically what the coaching is they don't necessarily want to be a consultant like what I'm doing, but they want to be part of a community and really helping people and really get support as they are learning this material and teaching it to others. So they actually upgrade from clients to becoming some of my coaches, where I teach them 3 times a week, pour into them, and help them really start their own business and turn it into an income opportunity. And Mel has come in here and gone through a lot of terror barriers, and seen a lot of growth, especially in this last 2 weeks. Let me tell you this, Mel and I, at first, to be honest, we weren't hitting the right way. But then we got through it. She challenged me to be a better leader. And on the opposite side, she saw a lot of growth, but we were about to choke each other out on one of the Zoom calls, but we got through it and we've had amazing growth since then. So Mel, what has been the biggest change for you over this last 30 to 60 days? Oh, let me unmute you. There you go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can
Over
hear
the last 30 to 60 days, I think it's really been, I've studied the law of attraction for 6, 8 years. There have been some really crappy things that have happened that kind of led me to that. And I thought I had it. Like, you read the books, you watch your videos, you listen to whoever you listen to. But until I got into this program, I feel like this is like the Mac version of it all. Like the Apple products, it's user friendly, it's easily digestible. And in addition, like, this is what I wasn't doing. I wasn't studying all the time. I wasn't incorporating this into my life as much as I could potentially. So while I was thinking that I was making gains and I was doing all the right things and I was on the right path and on the right vibe, I still wasn't getting the results I wanted. So out of this, the best thing that I've had is the opportunity. I'm in TIR twice a week. I'm in Coach's Corner 3+ times a week. So I'm literally get this stuff 4 days a week, 5 now, and some days twice a day. So that's really made a big difference in the way that I carry myself, the way I do things, the way I look at things. And that's really what, like DeAndre said, 2 weeks ago, we were like, but like, I was not ready to give up. I was like, this is great information. My passion is to help people. I come from a therapy background. So I was like, I can't give up on this. And so that's why I was like, we gotta talk. And we did, we got through it, and it's been better than ever. The last 2 weeks, incredible growth. He asked some things from me to be more open and flexible, and I've done that. And he's met my request as being someone working with him, and it's just been amazing. Like, the growth in my Instagram, my organic following, and my belief in myself, and the things that I'm achieving every single week has just, every week is better and better and better. So thank you so much.
Thanks for sharing that, Mel. You've gone out of the box, out of your comfort zone, and expanded. So we all appreciate you. Drop a 7 in chat for Lali and Mel. I put them on the spot right now. Like, this stuff's never planned. So they're like, to get up in there and start sharing. So big shout out to Lali and Mel. All right, guys. So let's move over to the most important thing: decision. It is the decision that has gotten you. It's a culmination of your decisions that have gotten you to where you're at right now. It is a decision that's what it's going to get you to the next level in your life. It's the lack of decision that has you confused on what to do in your business. Lack of decision is death. What does Solomon say? When there's no vision, the people will perish. When you don't have a vision, you can't make a decision. Sheesh. Oh, that's the first time. I didn't even mean to do that one. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, put that on there, like a little quote with DeAndre Saxon. That's right. Without a vision, you can't make a decision. No, but in all reality, you can. If you don't know where you're going, you don't have this image, how can you ever make a decision? Lack of clarity. Yeah, I'm hyped off that one. I'm not gonna lie. That was Holy Spirit working to and through me. Yo, somebody text that to me because I'm gonna use that in my next Instagram quote. What did I say? Without a vision, or what did I say? Somebody put in the chat. I don't remember what I said. But regardless of regardless, let's roll. My story when it came to decision. The most important decisions I ever made were, one, moving to Miami. So if you guys know, I'm from San Diego, California. I was born and raised out there. And I moved to Miami in 2018 with $600 in my bank account. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have a place to live. I stayed in an Airbnb in a hostel. There was like literally 20 people in the room. It was like it was not gorgeous conditions. But I was paying like $15 a day. I only had $600, 2018, when I first moved to Miami. I didn't know how to make money. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have a place to stay, but I made a decision that I was going to make it happen. Sometimes we're trying to get all our ducks in a row, and it will never happen. You just got to make a decision. Once you make a decision, then everything will come together. Steve Harvey says, once you jump off the cliff, then the parachute will open. Your parachute will not open if you're still at the top of the cliff. So I got to Miami, and within the first 2 weeks, I started my marketing agency. Because here's one thing that I've learned. When you make a decision on faith, God will reward you. God rewards the faithful. Within 2 weeks, I was starting my digital agency out of nowhere, and I was earning $4,000 or $5,000 a month within 2 weeks, just out of nowhere. More money than I ever made ever. Why? Faith jumped in. That was the first decision. So I built self-confidence. That's where self-confidence comes from. You want to build confidence? If you're lacking in your decision making, it's because you don't have confidence in yourself, because you don't have a history with yourself of making those leaps of faith and fulfilling it. Some of you make that leap and then you try to climb back up the mountain. You have a habit of that. You buy a coach and then the next day you try to get a refund. You're moving forward and then you try to go backward the next day. Like I mentioned with Bob, I'm telling you my story, and then we're going to go into like the actual science of decision making. When I met Bob, you guys remember from day one when I explained it, that I was driving for Amazon Prime. You guys know the guys with the little blue vests that bring your Prime packages? I was doing that for about 4 months. I was getting paid like $60 a day to do that, because I wasn't getting no job. Who feels me on that one? I ain't getting no job. Even if I got to figure this out, do some I ain't getting no job. And what is it? Yeah, I ain't getting no job. That's all I got to say. Figure it out. And then I would drive for a Lyft. I couldn't drive for Uber. Why couldn't I drive for Uber? You know what? I can't even say that shit. I was reckless. That's all I got to say. I was reckless. I didn't have no money, so I had to do whatever I had to do. Let's just say Lyft didn't check insurance. That's all I had to say. That's how broke I was. Lyft didn't check insurance. I couldn't get no insurance. I didn't have no money. Damn, guys, like for real, this shit, I ain't going back. I ain't going back to that life, man. Anyway, so I was driving for Lyft for probably like 3 months as well. So when I pull up on Bob Proctor, I had saved enough money to buy a ticket, $500 to buy a ticket. And I'm in this 3-day seminar, just like kind of where you guys are at right now. I was in this 3-day seminar and it was so much information. And I was like, man, it was enough for me to go out there and kind of do shit on my own. Like, I have notes here. I can maybe implement it for like a week or two. But I knew internally, my intuition said that if I knew it already, I would have already been doing it. I need help. Then Bob said, three things that changed everything. He said, DeAndre, you want to change your results? You need 3 parts. Number 1, you need proper information. Number 2, you need effective coaching. And number 3, you need to do it in the certain way. You need to study in the certain way. Proper information. That was learning from Bob. You guys now have the proper information. Number 2, where most people will get lost is they forget that they need the effective coaching. I would not be here if it wasn't for Bob and the Proctor Gallagher Institute. That is the vessel that has poured into me, that has allowed me to be who I am today. And number 3, Bob taught me how to study. Once I started making some money, I've invested into every Bob Proctor program. Inner Circle, Masterclass, over almost $100,000 worth of Bob Proctor programs I have taken this year. So I know Bob, I'll be on a call with Bob studying with like 2, 3, 4, 5 other people on the call. And Bob will be teaching and learning. And I'm learning Bob's paradigm, not what he does, but why he does it. Why does he up at 5 in the morning? Why does he study every day? Why the hell are we studying the same article for 3 months? Bob, I just paid you $10,000 and we've been reading the same shit for 3 months. Tell me something, Bob. What is going on? But I started to learn why he does what he does. So many people are so quick to jump to book to book, to mentor, to Zoom call, never ever understanding anything. Bob will read this one article for 4 months and go back to it. And he'll be like, you can virtually eliminate conflict and confusion in your life by becoming proficient at making decisions. You can virtually eliminate conflict. And this is literally for an hour. And I'm just like, where my ADD people at? My ADHD, like, where my Yo, Uncle Bobby P, like, let's go. Like, I know you 87, but let's go. But you know what? I'm 25. He's 87. He's been doing this for 60 years. I've been doing this for a year and a half. I shut up and I listen and I implement. Decision. So when I was there with Bob and they said, you know what? To become a consultant is $33,000. Now, that's not what my clients pay. That's not what you guys would pay to work with me. That's how much I had to pay to go through the system, to get coached and stuff. And I had $187 in my bank account. And Araj said, you need to make a decision. And once you make the decision, then the money will come. And I said, all right, sounds good in theory, but what the hell does that mean? But it wasn't until like later that day that my intuition said, if I don't work with him, that will be the biggest mistake of my life. Because at that point, I didn't really have direction. I was kind of half-assed in the company I was doing. I was like learning Amazon on the side. I was like kind of half-assed in everything. But my intuition inside, I'm like doing this like kind of thing because you feel it. You know what I'm talking about? It's like this internal thing, like between your gut and your heart, like this just like thing right here, right? Said that you got to work with him. And I said, you know what? I might have to hurt my ego a little bit, call my grandfather and be like, hey, grandpa, like, I need to use the credit card. And that's what I did. Well, actually, I didn't even call my grandpa. I made a decision. I asked for forgiveness, not for permission. Who knows what I'm talking about? I didn't ask for permission to change my life. I asked for forgiveness. So, hey, grandpa, so yeah, I just committed to $33K and yeah, so I'm gonna figure out how to pay it. Yeah, I drive for Lyft and I only make $2K a month, but I'll figure it out. Like, but my grandparents, they always back me up no matter what I did. Yeah, they have fun now. Grandma's picking out her Range Rover now. Let's go. So I made a decision, and I'm not gonna lie. The second day I came back and I was like, you know what? I don't think this is for me. 5,000 is a lot. Maybe I should just take the program. The program is way cheaper than being a consultant. And I went back the next day because it was a 3-day seminar. I signed up on the second day, came back on the third day. I said, you know what? I think I want to get a refund or just become a client. Just take thinking into results, not just be a client. And the guy that actually convinced me to get started said, DeAndre, that'd be one of the biggest mistakes you've ever seen that you ever do. You know why? Because I see it in you. I see it in you that you're supposed to be somebody. He had more belief in me than I had in myself at that time. For many of you, you have 15-minute calls scheduled with us over the next day or two. And guess what? Myself and my coaches have more belief in you than you have in yourself right now because you don't know the potential that lies within you. Because we study this, we understand ourselves. Therefore, we understand you and what you can do, what you can be, what you can have, what you can do, how many people you can impact. And because of that belief that guy had in me, I stuck it out. And look at what happened. This is just a start. We're going to change. There's people that are not even born yet. Their parents might not even born yet that are going to be impacted by Saxton seminars and what we're doing here. That right there is a motivation of what we're going to. Because of what? Decision. Decision. Everybody in the chat right now, drop decision. A series of decisions could change everything for you. A decision to go fully commit to that relationship and stop having a rotation of people just because you don't want to get hurt if somebody commits to you. A decision to jump fully into that business and cut off that job because you think the job is keeping you safe. A decision to invest in yourself, even though if you look back at your last 90 days, it ain't it, Chief. It ain't it, Chief. Who knows what I'm talking about? You look back at the last results in 90 days and you're like, that ain't it. And a decision is what's going to get you to the next level. Not a YouTube video, not another Zoom you're going to hop in today, but a decision to make change in your life a priority. The decision to cut off the weak energy. Y'all know what that weak energy is. I don't know. Everybody has some different weak energy. There's some weak energy trying to latch up onto you. It could be a person, a relationship, a habit. What is your what is it Bob, Tony Robbins says? Your home energy, your home state. Y'all know that when you get sad and depressed, you go to a certain habit called your home emotion and you do certain things. When you're feeling bad and depressed, do you go to pornography? Do you go to alcohol? Do you go to wanting to leave your business and middle of the day, you want to go hang out and do shit other than what you're supposed to do when you're feeling a little anxiety or a little depressed? What is your home state? You got to understand yourself. You see, working with us is not about a program. You're not going to work with us to be in a program. You're not working with us to make money. You're in here to understand yourself. Why is it that you 36 of you are still on this call and we have 10 people watching on Instagram and who knows how many on Facebook right now? Why are you here? Is it because I'm talking about myself or is it because I'm talking about you? For 5 hours, I've spent speaking about you, how to help you become a better version of yourself, how you can be more, how you can do more so that you can have more. I wanted to give you some decisions, or sorry, some things that we have. So this is our participant guide. So this is the book you get when you're in the program, okay? So this is actually chapter 1, decision. Decide right now where you are with whatever you have that you're going to go to the next level. At the beginning of this video, this whole lesson today, I was playing a video of Bob specifically, right here, this one.
Inside. What you're going to have people wants to be jammed. The only must be focused on the same frequency as your goal. Training, going to do it as soon as what? And then you go ahead and describe the conditions you're going to do it under. And you're expecting to get it on that frequency. It's never going to happen. Pretty soon that decision fades. And then pretty soon the goal that caused that decision fades too.
That is Bob's number one thing to help people make decisions. And that's what my job is today as your coach. My job today on day 5 is to help you make a decision. Is that decision to work with me? Doesn't have to be, but a decision that you're ready to go to the next level. So remember, we've come to the conclusion. Hold on here. Let's go. Let's go, pen. Oh, here we go. So here we are. Here's our current life. And then we have this magical goal up here. Let's make it in red. We have this magical goal that we're looking for. And the reason we're getting these results right now on this frequency is because of the thoughts that we hold. We already understand this over the last days here. And we want to go there for this goal. And what's needed to make that happen? A decision. A decision is the only thing that's going to break your pattern plan to get to the next level. And like I said, a decision right now where you are with whatever you got. So when Bob was talking about this, I looked at bank account. Bank account said 187 in February 2020. Bob said, give me 33K. And I was like, I ain't got it, man. I ain't got that, but I want to do this. What can we make happen? And I started writing my list down. What can I do here? What can I do here? What can I do? Do I got to sell my car? What needs to happen for me to make a decision today to start with Bob? I said, man, what's the minimum I could put down? They said 5K. I was fighting to work with Bob, fighting to get in here. I wasn't going back, fighting. He then said 5K. You know what happened? My credit card had 6K on it, the one I had joint with my grandfather. And I said, you know what? I'll give you the 5K. Let's rock and roll. Boom. Bank account said this. Credit limit was this. I got 30 days to figure my freaking life out. Let's rock and roll. But guess what? That fear made me get out there and change my life. That terror barrier made me get out there and take this shit seriously. It made me. I had 30 days to figure life out. Now, am I saying you need to be your back against the wall? No, don't let it get there. Like, you don't have to. I had this paradigm that I had to like hit rock bottom to make it. You don't, trust me, you don't, it doesn't feel good. You don't need to do that. Just go up from where you're at. Like, just don't hit rock bottom. Just make a decision. But what happens is we make this decision that we want to go to the goal, but because we don't have the money, because we don't think we have the time, or whatever, like Bob just said, whatever circumstance that you come up with, your subconscious mind knows exactly how to coerce yourself. You know exactly what to say to yourself. And based on whatever this outside world says, you revert back on your decision. And then soon enough, that goal fades, that decision fades, and then you go back to your old life. Guys, I've done over 2,500 strategy calls over the last year and a half. And I'll get on a call with somebody 6 months later, and they are in the same exact position, give or take 5-10%. Give or take 5-10%. If you look back over your life over the last 60 to 90 days, it's probably been about the same, give or take 5-10%. It may have gone up or down 5-10%, maybe 15%, but not a dramatic change, not a first floor to penthouse, not a quantum leap. That doesn't happen if you with the same thinking patterns. What I'm teaching you guys right now is just 100% honest truth. Whether you decide to work with us or not, I don't really care. I just want you to walk away knowing that this is what you need to do. If you decide to work with Tony Robbins or whoever, I don't care, but it's the thinking process behind it. A decision needs to be made to change everything. And whatever it is, you need an outside source pouring into you on a daily basis so that you can change this programming. Who speaks Spanish? Drop a 3 in the chat if you speak Spanish. My Spanish speakers. I got to learn this stuff in Spanish. I really do. Like, man, the Spanish market, man, I love it. They think we speak in a different language. We go into talking about law of attraction and frequencies and stuff. They'll be like, what, boy? You know, when I live in Medellin, I try to explain this. Well, I mean, I have a good enough Spanish. Like, I can get by, but nothing like professional. And I'll try to explain it to like some of the girls I'm talking to, and they're like, what are you talking about? Like, America, we're kind of blessed, right? We're kind of blessed that we can talk about this stuff freely. How do you say witch in Spanish? What is that word again? I forgot that word. Anyways, bruja. Gosh, I forgot what I was going with. Oh, outside ideas. Why is it that you guys speak Spanish? Because you grew up in a household where repetitiously you heard Spanish. Why am I part Mexican and I don't speak Spanish? And there's people that are like Caucasian, white, blue eyes, like my grandfather, that speaks fluent Spanish. Repetition.